Hello, Jesse. Nice to have you here. Um, yeah, sorry, I just told you what I'm gonna say, and I blew it. Sorry for that. Can you please introduce yourself a little bit and say who you are, where you're coming from, what kind of music you're making, and maybe why you're making it, and yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who don't know you yet.
Sure thing. I'm Jesse Hardick. I am coming from the U.S. In Nashville, Tennessee. Um, I go by Bad Plans. I release all my music under the name Bad Plans. It's kind of just like my moniker for myself. My last name was too hard to spell. And yeah, I make rock music.
Okay. And how did you end up doing rock music? So where are you coming from? I read in your short bio on Spotify that you played. You're a multi instrumentalist first, and I see a bass and a guitar in the background, and a keyboard. So yeah, at least these things are a good indication. So where are you coming from music-wise? What was the stuff you grew up with, and where have you played before? Because I mean, Bad Plans has only a couple of songs, right, at the moment. So can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, Bad Plans is just the newest thing I'm doing. I started doing music when I was really young. Like, started playing my first shows when I was 12. So been at it for a while. I've been in a lot of different bands. I just kind of so my dad was a drummer in a band, so I always grew up with music in the house, and I think I just kind of caught on to it early because he was always playing and having people over to play music in the basement or whatever. So he was into rock music. I just grew up with rock music. I got into his tapes as a kid and fell in love with it.
So what
Metallica's
kind
Black
of music
Album.
did your father listen to?
He listened to a lot of like 80s like hair metal stuff.
Okay.
So I listened to a lot of that, but then he also was into some just good straight up metal and like 90s rock and grunge. So I kind of grew up listening to those tapes, and it evolved from there into more modern rock now.
Okay, and what previous bands have you played in?
Um, the band that was most notable is a band called The Protest. I played bass in The Protest for about 3 years and a bunch of other different smaller bands in high school and stuff. But yeah, most notably The Protest. I also currently play bass in a country band here in Nashville called Walker County. I go out on the road with them, so I still do a lot of different stuff.
Okay, so to keep it fresh, basically, are you sustaining yourself by music, or do you have a side hustle or something on what you else do?
It's all music. Yeah, that's all I do now. This is my second year being completely all of my living is from music, which is pretty cool. That was a big goal for me. And yeah, I do it all. I'm either here, so I'm in my studio right now. I'm either engineering for other people, or I'm writing music for other people, or I'm playing for Walker County, or I'm doing bad plans. So I just have a lot of things that I do to make it happen.
I see, I see. So, um, and just to get this out of the way, because you don't have to answer it, but how does the crisis, Corona is all over the world. How does it affect you? Are you still? I mean, you said you do recording and your studio stuff. So I guess you can still kind of live on that because
Mhm.
gigging is out of the question at the moment. I guess in Nashville.
Yep. No, still down over here. I've only played 2 shows this year, this is like the least amount of shows I've done in my life. Um, so yeah, I had a lot on the calendar that I wanted to do this year that got canceled, like a lot of people. So it definitely was a loss of income in some areas, but I was mostly able to make up for it doing a lot of like remote recording work in my studio. So I was thankful to be able to kind of like pivot my year from all these things I thought I was going to do to be able to just work in the studio, and was still able to like get better at something. Definitely fortunate to have that ability.
Okay, that's so it didn't hit you that hard. So you're not just out for gigging, you can also sustain yourself with your studio work.
Yep, absolutely. So definitely got lucky.
Okay, perfect. Because yeah, I talked with some other, one of the guys says, "Oh, I need to get a moped so I can deliver pizzas and stuff." And so you're really one of the lucky guys. So okay, you said already you grew up with your father's kind of music, but when I read in your bio, you got into Nine Inch Nails and Linkin Park and Bring Me the Horizon. So that's definitely, I don't think your father listened to that.
No, did not.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the stuff I grew up with kind of evolved into that. I got older and started getting into bands like the first like modern like radio rock band I really dug was Chevelle, and it just kind of evolved from there. I listened to like Chevelle and Linkin Park and Nine Inch Nails, and then bands like Orgy, and started getting into more like industrial stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's how I found you, because this is kind of my thing. I really like I like the marriage of rock music with electronic. This is kind of my thing. And your song, the one I really love. I don't have it here right now, but anyway, your most favorite song at the moment. It's really very well crafted and kind. I mean, with kind of almost orchestral. It seems like. So I guess I take it you played everything yourself, and
except for the drums.
I see. So you got someone to fill in here.
Yes, my producer Eric played the drums on that particular song, and then on the other song, my friend Kyle, who plays in a band called Viridia, played the drums on that. So yeah, that's the only thing I think drums are really important. I can play okay, but I really like to bring somebody like a real drummer in, because I think it's a lot of people are programming drums right now. I think it's really important to have the like push and pull of a real like solid drummer, and Eric did a great job on that.
Yeah, no, I think so too, because with this, I don't know your opinion about this, but you can tell me if everything is kind of how you say grid aligned and perfect. It takes away the the essence of a song, because then it's kind of like it's I mean, I have to be. I also like electronic music where just drum machines are, and when this is all this, this machiney stuff. But if you have some more crunch feeling, or the normal rock feeling, you need a real person who also, there's not time alignment and stuff, so that you can feel there's something else there, So I like both, but yeah, it really shines through, that it has an organic no, that not value is not the right word, organic vibe or something in it, that makes it special and not so. As I already pointed out, there is not much there to find yet for Bad Plans. So you just started the project, or how old is it?
It's really new. I put out a single April of 2019. That was the first like launch for this project. I just produced it myself, just kind of like testing the waters, figuring out my sound, and then I did my last single, Troubled Young Soul, this year, and then I feel like I'm starting to figure out a little bit more, what I want to sound like and what's working for me. Because it's kind of scary. I've always been in bands. This is the first time I'm doing anything that's just me. So it's kind of scary. You have all these choices to make at first. So I'm figuring out what my sound is, like what Bad Plans is right now. But now I have a better idea of that. And so hopefully you're going to be seeing a lot more music from me in the next few months, hopefully.
I hope so too, because this is
beginning of next year.
Yeah, because this is a little bit. I mean, you're in the business for a long time, so you already know this because you have kind of like these two songs now, and you need to follow up it a little bit to kind of build some excitement and to build. I mean, you're doing quite well on Spotify, as I see. So this is working. So you have word of mouth, or you have already fans. That's good, but they also we want more usually, and in the time we are living in, everyone on his smartphone can do a tune and put it out, and so you kind of need to stick your head up and say, hey, I'm still here, I'm still here, and maybe working towards an EP or an album or something. I guess this. I don't have to tell you that, but I'm figuring out the sound. I can kind of understand because with all your different directions where you're pulling things off, it's kind of I kind of understand. You kind of have to first find, what do I want? How do I want to sound with all, because you remind me a little bit of me, because I like so many different things. If you have listened to my radio show, it's everything from electropop to industrial metal. So everything I like, I just throw in there in this hour. Every song is different. And but as I just recently talked with someone else, it's for the audience out there, you need to kind of give them a little bit a guidance what you will sound like. Because I mean, if you're once an established act, you can do something like Fate No More and do crossover and do whatever you want. But until you're there, people want to put you in a little box, even if it sucks sometimes. It's the way it is, They want to put you somewhere.
Sure. Yeah, and I love that about your show, by the way. I love all the different stuff you have on there.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the great stuff for me. I just do what I like, and I find the music I like, and I just throw them together, and we seldom fit. I mean, I try. The only thing I try is to kind of cluster the harder stuff together and the more poppy stuff together, but it's not too extreme from one little electro-pop song to an real aggressive metal song. So that it's kind of, a little. I'm just learning, I'm not a good DJ, but I just do what I like. So and my playlist is the same. It's all over the place. But anyway, that's the good thing on the internet as well. There's at least a few people who like it, and and that's all it takes. And I can hear that. I mean, I'm really looking forward for the new stuff, what's coming out. So you're working currently on new songs, right?
Yes.
And so you're working towards an EP or an album, or how do you wanna go about it?
Yeah, I definitely want to work towards. That's why there's so much time now between this song. I definitely want to work towards something a little bit bigger than just a song. I feel like the few people that have hung on have been really patient, and so I want something that pays off a little bit more. So yeah, definitely gonna hang on to that industrial sound a little more. Might even go for something a little bit less polished. We'll still see. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of throwing a bunch of ideas at the wall right now. I have 8 songs that I could go and record tomorrow that I feel pretty good about.
Cool. So you have already an album, basically.
Basically, but it's getting it down to the absolute best. I want to give people my best. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, just in a big creation phase right now.
And how do you, because I feel that is sometimes the toughest part of making your own music. How do you decide when the song is finished? Because you can over polish it. You can always add something or subtract or put more layered guitars in or something. How do you work on your songs to get it finished?
I don't.
Okay, that's a nice answer. So why do I hear two songs here?
Yeah, basically, I get to a point where it's making me like my rule of thumb is once it starts making me feel something, once I start moving my head, then it's time to like once it tells a story, then it's time to you know, take it to the producer and finish it.
Okay, so
And then I don't know. I think it's the job of the producer to help make it a little bit relevant, obviously, but also get the sounds that are going to tell that story the best.
okay, so you obviously have someone who does it for you, because most, you know, smaller artists I talk to, they have to decide themselves, and they kind of tell me, okay, when they let it lay down for 2 weeks or something, and because when you're too much listening to your own stuff, you know, you are not, I mean, you're not objective from the start because it's your own, and this is also, as you said in the beginning, it's different. You played in a lot of bands, like you said, but now you're making your own music. And I do music too. So I feel when you do your own stuff, it's kind of scary, you know, because you're putting your heart out a little bit. You show facets of yourself, and then you make yourself a little bit vulnerable. If you're not just doing, you know, clammy pop songs or whatever, or, you know, kind of, I don't know, metal about the devil and stuff, you know, that doesn't, you know, very cliche stuff. And, you chose Bad Plans. And maybe you can elaborate. Why do you? Let's finish the point first. So my point is, I'm with you here. It's a little bit more. It's closer to yourself. It's closer to your heart when you put out something, you know, what is really yours. You know, if you play in a band, there's always like 3 or 5 people, you know, and it's kind of a collaboration. And here it's you, and people see you. So how did you come up with the name Bad Plans? It's not the obvious choice, basically.
Yeah, I thought it would be kind of funny if nobody else thought it was funny, at least I would, because I feel like doing music is such a horrible plan. Like, it's pretty on the nose.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
I was kind of sitting around. I had this music that I knew I wanted to release for this project, and I was like, man, I've been doing music since I was 12. It took me, you know, over 10 years to start making money from it, but I love it. But on paper, it's a horrible, horrible plan.
Yeah, I know. You're maybe one of the lucky ones, because your father was a drummer, so you know, your parents might have understood it better. I guess a lot of starting out teenagers have a problem, you know. Child, you first learn something, you know, worthwhile. You know, you learn a skill. You go to the office and do this and do this other thing as a hobby and stuff, you know. And you could kind of, it still took you 10 years, yeah. So I'm with you. I understand that this is a bad plan. I thought it was more like because, you know, troubled young soul. It's you know, for me it was a little bit like teenage angsty stuff or something. So I thought it went to a different direction. So it's nice to know.
It's definitely evolved into that. But at first I was just like, I can't believe I'm still doing this, and I want to start a new project after all these years and playing with other bands. So I just called myself Bad Plans.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Inside joke.
Now it's an outside joke. I told you not to tell me what I shouldn't tell. Now the world knows. But I like this. Let me see if I can say it right. Dichotomy. This kind of. It's a joke, but you make very serious music. You know, like I just said, you make music that is close to your heart and that's really you, and there's at least traces of you in it, and you show yourself, and this makes you as an artist vulnerable. But you still have humor, of course, and that's cool, even if it's not reflected so much in the songs. You know, it's. You're still a normal person, and you know you can laugh about yourself. It seems like, and
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay, so yeah, we already talked about it. Playing live is out of the question at the moment. So, but once you can get out again, after COVID is over, maybe, my personal hope is mid next year or something. I don't believe your chief at the moment that it will be before the election. We don't need to get into this if you don't want to. If you want, we can. But I don't want to put you out, if it's the right word, put you out or put you on. Anyway, I don't believe it that's early, but my hope is worldwide, like mid next year, we have a vaccine and things go back to normal. So what's your plan? Are you getting a band together, or how do you plan to perform maybe as Bad Plans?
Yeah, good question. I have a few people, really good friends that I've played with in the past that I would really love to bring out on the road, and that's kind of that kind of also goes into why I would like to do something a little bigger, like an EP or an album soon, because I need more material to put out so I can play out, but B, I've been spending a lot more time on this material because I'm writing it all for live. So I'm writing material that I think will go over better in a live show maybe than the last couple singles that I've put out. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking about all that right now. I think my favorite part about music, even as much as I love the engineering and the recording aspect, my favorite part is touring. So I do all this so I can tour. So yeah, as soon as I possibly can play shows out with Bad Plans, I want to.
I completely agree. That's just the thing, standing in front of an audience and just doing it and getting all the energy from the people. So I really hope, once this whole COVID crisis is over, that there will be a renewed appreciation for people, who play live, and people will really enjoy it more, at least for a few months, when it becomes normal again, and that's fine as well, but Wacken was cancelled. I don't know if you heard of Wacken. That's a big festival over here, and this is the biggest of the world, and it's and yeah, there's so much camaraderie and stuff, and just being with other people, even if they sweat and stink and whatever, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like a communion or a community, like a kind of tribalism. At least I see it this way. But you dance or you mosh to this music, and yeah, it's like going to church for some people. And I really miss this as well.
Yeah,
but it's the way it is at the moment. So. You already talked about you have 8 songs, so and now you kind of guess you funnel them down and take the best things out of it and make the best music you can make. But what else are your strategies? Because at the moment you cannot play live, or that's the way it is. So what's your how do you reach out to people? How do you promote your stuff? Are you on a label, or are you yourself?
No label, just a team of one over here. Which is fine. I kind of like that up until a certain point. But yeah, I pretty much, since I'm brand new, I know a few people from previous bands, but not a lot. So it's a lot of sending cold emails right now. It's a lot of reaching out at large. As you probably know, with promoting anything, just hearing a no is great. It's a lot of, radio silence, if you would. A lot of people.
I know what you mean. I know.
Of reaching. There's just a lot of music, so it's hard to get people to even listen to your song, and I totally get it. So if I get a no, it's a good day right now, though. And a yes is an even better day. But if somebody even responds, that's a win for me because that means they at least listen to it.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of reaching out at scale. I've been thinking also a lot about what I'm going to do with video content the next time around. I would really love to have some really cool videos. It's really tough to get people to listen to just a song, pairing it with some kind of visual content really helps your music stand out from the pack. So, and I always, I love music videos, so I love the whole culture of it. And
but you're in Nashville. I mean, Nashville is for me Nashville is full of musicians, and I mean, you should know, I mean, tons of people, right? Just if you go on the street and buy groceries, you get this is this guy, this guy, this guy, and so you should have a lot of connections. So maybe besides the money issue, I guess, what's holding you back there?
I know a lot of musicians, but they're just musicians. So I know a lot of people that have the same issue as me, where they just play or write music, but when it comes to the promotional side, when you're first starting out, there's a lot of pay to play right now, and I'm trying to do it more organically.
No, I'm with you. I hate pay to play. I mean, this is I think if people don't know out there, who might listen to this is basically you pay for the gig, for the allowance that you can present your music. And this is kind of the worst thing. I feel really insulted by this, because you poured your heart into your songs, and then you produced it, you did everything, and then you have to pay someone this is the don't do that. I mean, you have to start somewhere, but rather play on birthday parties or something, where you get at least a piece of cake. This is okay. Yeah, no. Anyway, this is my personal opinion. I really hate this. Anyway, it's degrading.
Well, the few fans you do make from doing that, it looks really good at first for maybe a year or so, but all of those fans you make are fake, so they don't pay the bills. They just make your social media and your Spotify look really good for a minute. But I'm more in the business of it. If you want to be my fan and listen to my music, then you'll find me eventually. It's just gonna be a longer climb, so I'm prepared for that.
Okay, yeah, that's. I mean, you said already that it took you 10 years to live from music, so this is accomplished now. And now it seems like you have, in German we say, a long breath. You have time to develop your brand, basically, and that's the best thing anyway. I mean, you wouldn't mind if you get discovered and blow up and whatever, but it's better organic, so that people slowly can get you, and you accumulate people. That's what I did basically too. I didn't start from I start from zero. With my radio show and stuff. I had no one, and now I'm a little bit bigger on Twitter, and in one way I hate to be this influencer. I really don't like the term, but on the other hand, you have to do it a little bit. You have to play the game, to stand out and to find the audience who are really interested in you. So, it's the way it is. Sorry, you want to say something?
No, I was just agreeing. I said absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of scaling. Like I said, it's just at first it's a lot of reaching out to promotion companies at scale, and on my end, at least from the artist side, I also understand that for people like you that have radio shows, the YouTube channels, TV stations, anybody that supports music, it's my job to give them something to talk about as well. Like, it's my job to give media outlets something to bite down on. So I know that it's a huge risk for them when I just send somebody a song and that's it. And I don't have any interesting bits to talk about. You know, a lot of people aren't covering songs just because it's really good music anymore. That happens very little.
Okay.
So I think it's important to back it up with other stuff.
Okay.
I mean, the music has to be great. That's no
that's
music
that's
has
a no-brainer.
First,
Mhm.
but you have to have interesting things to talk about as well.
I see. So, what interesting thing you want to talk about? So, let's put some meat on the table here to back up your music.
Hmm.
You don't.
Right now in the world, it feels like it's pretty much just politics, but I don't think there's much to talk about there.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I had people on and we talked about politics and so, but it was, the band was two politic majors, and so of course it was unavoidable. So yeah, we don't need to go there because I don't know. Sometimes there's a backlash from one end or the other. So let's maybe.
It's all already been said.
Pardon me?
It's all already been said.
Yeah, and anyway, and musicians are usually a little bit more liberal-minded, so I kind of think I know where I can put you, so I don't need to know the nitty-gritty. The thing is, of course, the issue I could see on your end is also that you don't have so much content at the moment, right? So, like you said, you need a video or something, some visual representation, and you need a little bit more material, because at the moment, if people find you, it's 2 songs and then we're done. So it's the attention span, unfortunately, it's quite low. And we did meet through SubmitHub, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I just realized there are still TikTokers on SubmitHub, and we can make 10 seconds videos out of your music and promote it like this. So this just shows you the attention economy or attention span is very low. So that's also a different subject. But you need to put out some more content, some more interesting bits and stuff. So do you have any ideas what you would like to do for a video, or is it still in development, or you don't want to talk about it? How would you go about it?
All the ideas I have are for songs that are not out yet. I can say that much.
Okay.
So I can tell you the idea, but it wouldn't help very much.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. I guess,
as you probably know, it's really tough to bring your ideas together with what you can afford sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have lots of ideas, and I only have so much budget.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely get it. So I know a nice video guy from LA, but I don't know how far LA is away from Nashville. I guess a bit. But he does industrial music. So, but yeah, okay. It's too far away, I guess. You already said that lots of musicians have the same issue. So are you trying to get to a label, or you still want to do it on your own?
I don't have a ton of preference. I know a lot of people that are on labels right now that have good experiences. I know a lot of people that are on labels that have bad experiences. I think that is more specific to the deal that you work out with them and who your team is at the label. So I'm not specifically seeking anything out. I think by nature, when an artist starts seeking out a bunch of labels at scale, they tend to get really bad deals, because usually artists try to get deals too early. Mm-hmm. So I'm not in a position where I would make a very good deal with a label right now, unless it was really unique and they like really believed in what I was doing or something, which would be great. So I guess to answer your question, maybe on the labels, and I'm not in talks with anybody right now. Or
no. And you made a good point, because I remember I was seeking out some labels, and all I was getting was kind of the equivalent of pay to play. If you pay us this amount of money, we will promote you here and promote you there, and and then the video will cost only this much and stuff because you already paid us a little bit. And it was like, you seem to really, you've been down to earth in this thing. It's I guess it's way too early. You have to show him first a little bit what you're about and what's going on. So do you have any nice stories? Usually I ask for that from touring with other bands, or one question. Was there any nice starstruck moment? What was your most starstruck moment? Because in Nashville, I guess there's a lot of musicians you also admire. So was there someone where you really like, where your heart went racing?
Man, there's
was it so many?
I will say. So here's a good one with some backstory. When the first time I decided I wanted to do music forever, I saw Skillet, the band Skillet, on an arena tour, and they had all this fire, and their lead singer plays bass, and I thought that was cool and different that he sang and played bass, and they had this chick guitar player with like pink hair, and I just thought they were crazy. Like, I was in middle school, and I decided I want to do that forever. So about a year and a half ago, I was on tour with some friends, and we were on a festival. I was just teching. I was just loading gear on that tour, but we were at a festival, on the same festival as Skillet. And so I got to watch their whole set from side stage, and met some of them after the show, and that was pretty cool. That was a good full circle moment. It was like the band that got me started in music, and I was finally getting to meet them.
Did you tell them that?
I did not.
Okay.
I really wanted to. I was trying to play it cool. I wish.
Yeah.
So that was a really big moment for me. I've met a few other people like that, but that was the first time I was like really nervous, because I really looked up to them when I was younger, and I thought they were so cool.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But in the end, you see they're just also normal people, and they have the same issues like everyone else and stuff. This is also what I'm kind of interested in. I want to. You have as an artist, you have an image you project, and that's absolutely fine. It kind of shields you a little bit from the world, but it's not so easy to take aim at, because you can say, this is my stage persona and this is, me and whatever. But what I'm usually trying to, I'm trying to look behind it and see the person behind the persona, and because you're Troubled Young Soul, it's so in a way so bombastic and stuff, and I can kind of see it on a big stage with a light show and whatever, and now I have you here, and you're a down to earth person, who really knows things, and it's very normal, and that's kind of nice to see, because you have this image of these rock stars and celebrities, and when you sit down with them, and we're normal people like you and me.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I think a few people that have found me through my music have been really surprised. I think I'm a lot more soft-spoken than my voice in recordings. And
you have a great voice. That's really honestly, if I wouldn't know your song, I wouldn't kind of pair you together with the voice you have there, because you really go for it, and that's really cool, and I really like it. Great voice. Yeah, but now with talking with you, I wouldn't know that you would sing like that.
Yeah, most people don't. I think it throws them off. I think that's kind of funny, but yeah, I think what I've found out in the last year is that contrast is kind of what's defining Bad Plans a little bit, and I'm hoping to expand on that. Like you talked about how there's these little bits, like the name. It's like kind of a joke, but then the music is serious, and like I want to utilize more of that with like, dark imagery, but still on the surface, there's it's not that serious. Like nothing in life is that serious, I think. I'm really big into like I've been really into listening to like how stand-up comedians kind of approach their shows, obviously, but also their real life, and people expect them. They're on the flip side where people expect them to be funny. They run into them at the grocery store and expect them to
tell a joke. Yeah,
tell a joke all the time, and with musicians, it's kind of the opposite. You expect to see them in everything serious, in
rock starry and stuff like.
And so I kind of want to play on that contrast a little bit. In short,
yeah, that's cool. Also, I remember that the single had a nice also image, because you just said image, and so who is doing your covers, or who is your cover artwork creator?
Actually, an old bandmate of mine, Jared Bramlett, who plays drums still for The Protest. He's a graphic designer by trade when he's not touring, and he does an absolute fantastic job. Actually,
yep.
I'm gonna plug. He has a name for his page that I'm gonna look up really quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Because I can fill the void and say, because for me as on Submit Hub, for example, the first thing I see with the submission is of course the cover, and most of the time you can see, okay, yeah, this will be a good song or this will be a not so good song, because some people just put on some photoshopped images and just write over in I don't know, Verdana font, this is XYZ and stuff, and then I really like, oh man, this will be not good. Sometimes I'm mistaken, of course. Some people just don't have somebody who does their image, so I'm still listening to the music. But for me, it's very important to have also something that gels well. Is it the right word? Or that meshes well, or kind of really connects to the music. It's kind of the same. And what you just said with that you like the opposite things, the funny and the serious and stuff. I like this a lot, because it's kind of, you're always on the brink. How does he mean it? I mean, there's some meta stuff in there where you don't really. Is he really serious now singing about this or not and stuff? And I don't like funny bands, I don't like this ha-ha stuff, oh, we make a cover of this song and make it all funny. I mean, of course, I know Weird Al Yankovic, and he's cool, and it's great what he does, but I as a musician, you want to be taken seriously, so you want to kind of keep the people guessing. So I'm fully with you here. That's what I just want to say in a lot of words. But don't be funny, haha, and I make a joke here or something.
Yeah, absolutely. The company is called Quiet Strength Designs, by the way.
Quiet Strength Design.
Just a quick plug for him, for Jared. Okay. He does fantastic work if you need anybody. But yeah, going back to what you said, and that's why I spend so much time, in the creation phase, where I'm at right now is I think you have to look. I want to look how I sound. So, um, your cover art is the one chance you get to kind of like advertise your song before people get to hear it. Even if
Mhm.
it's just for a second, you see that thumbnail for a couple of seconds before you hit the play button. I think it's important that it at least gives you a rough idea about what you're about to hear.
Exactly, exactly, and sometimes it's even good if you don't give an idea what you're gonna hear, but make it so interesting that you want to at least check it out. It happened to me that I was checking. Oh, this looks interesting. So and it was kind of reggae, shooby doo stuff, and absolutely not my thing. But they made a cool cover. So in a way you can. If you want to say it badly, you can trick people to check out your stuff, but it's just advertisement. It comes with a package, and where we are again, like if you like it or not, it should kind of tell a story and should get to you in to check it out and be interesting, and of course, best of all, if it kind of accentuates the sound you make.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so you're gonna work with him together more in the future, I guess, so that he can kind of, or do you? How are you going about? Because you're first gonna do singles, I guess,
Mhm.
until you have this album or EP ready,
Mhm.
and so there will be a new one for each single, I guess.
Um, Maybe. Yes, I have a lot of ideas at the moment. Um, I have one song that I may release on its own before the EP or leading up to the EP. That one may have different art, and then the EP, uh, those songs may be released as variations of the same or similar art. I got a couple ideas right now.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'd really love to keep working with Jared. He always does really good at bringing my really weird ideas to life. So.
Yeah, I'm always fascinated with with if you have somebody who really has an eye for it and listens to your music and kind of brings anyway he brings a new thing to it what I never thought of and so it's kind of he puts a new layer on it if he really gets into it and makes it right. I wanted to say something else, but shoot, I forgot. Um, oh, sorry, I lost my track. Um, hmm. Okay, so we talked images, strategies, bad plans. Sorry, I lost my track a little bit. I just had a thought, but um, hmm. Sorry. So, is
Sure.
there anything else you want? You want the millions out there to know?
Um, Hello.
Hello, millions out there. Oh yeah,
No,
now I remember. Sorry, but go ahead.
no, no. I was just gonna wrap it up and say, check out Troubled Young Soul in the meantime. But no, you go ahead.
No, no, because when once you found your sound, I guess it will be really good, especially as a promotional tool, if you reach out to the bands or to artists to get collaborations and maybe even remixes of your songs. This is there something in the pipeline in this regard that you're already planning on collaborations or remixes and stuff?
Um, yeah, I can't say too much on it yet, but I do have a few people that I have reached out to that I think I will end up collaborating with. Um, Nothing sealed yet, but yeah, I think that's huge. I really love bringing in people, especially you know, I really just like working with people who are my friends. I like their music or whatever, but yeah, I definitely want to bring in some people outside of the scope of rock even. I would really love to work with, you know, um maybe some hip hop, maybe some people that are more into industrial metal. Um so we'll see. That's all I can say on it right now.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't. Not gonna pry, but this was just, because we talked a little bit about promotional strategies, and if you do it right, and this is not, not a secret or something bad, you can get some of their fans as well, because if like you said, hip hop or something or metal. They're usually loyal fans, and then and these guys who makes that, so he must be good, and let's check him out, and this is how it works. And when we are back to what you said in the beginning, to the organic grow and not the big spike, but you're there, and you work with this and that, and so that's a good. Because you're in Nashville, I mean, this is the whole thing is littered with music, musicians and stuff. So why not taking advantage of it?
No, absolutely, and that also plays into how I think I want to expand on some of that contrast that we talked about earlier. I think it's awesome whenever an artist brings in somebody like really unexpected to collaborate on a song, and for me, that doesn't even necessarily mean like a singer or just like an instrument on a verse. I think it'd be cool to bring somebody in, more in like a writing sense that can bring their whole entire like influence, I guess, into my music for a song or a remix or something, even beyond just somebody singing a verse. So I'd really love to do something like that, but pulling it off is another thing. So,
No, but this would be interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is. The first thing you need to have, of course, is you have to find your own sound, like what you're doing right now. Because you need the basis to get from where to where, and so that people can see the contrast with the added people you put in there. And you said you played in a. I forgot, not in a folk band, but in a country band, right? So it would be interesting to have a country version of something, or it's not my thing, but if it's well done. I remember once I got a country song, and I'm not into country, but it was so good and it's so well made, and I liked it. So I can. This would be very interesting to have like a country version of your music, just electronic, industrial country. Would be, something to consider. You're in Nashville. That's what else? I mean, you're in the musician heaven, basically. Maybe not heaven, but Nashville is the where everything happens. It's a big country. Country is the biggest influence there, right? As far as I know.
Yes, absolutely. Which also plays on to why some of the connections in rock are difficult here, because it is primarily country and Christian music in Nashville. There's all kinds, but mostly the industry, like the labels and everything else surrounding it are focused on country here.
Okay, but it doesn't seem to have stifled your growing into your own. Maybe sometimes it's even good if you're not, I don't know where you should be for industrial music. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I know a lot of people now in LA who does music. Some of the musicians I know, they even live in the same house together. So, but maybe sometimes it's even better to be not in it, so to kind of have, you have a better opportunity to kind of find your own sense and not be too influenced by the others, so it doesn't, kind of is mainstream in the industrial sense. You see what I mean? You are forced to really be your own, kind of.
Yeah, no, totally.
Okay, so you already wanted to wrap it up. So give us a shout out to the masses, and what should we expect from Bad Plans? What is coming up? What's in the pipeline?
Yeah, I'm Jesse Hardick from Bad Plans. Check out Troubled Young Soul in the meantime. New music at the very latest, January of next year. Hopefully sooner, though.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. And I'm really looking forward. Please send me your music once it's out. I mean, I'm pretty sure I will like it. So I will do my little thing I can do to help you with the promotion. You know, I have my weekly show, and so yeah, just send it to me and stay in touch. And once you're a big rock star, give me VIP tickets.
Absolutely will.
Thank you very much.
Yep,
Okay.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Have a great day, and talk to you once you have your album. Just get in touch with me, and when we talk how things went and the videos you did, the collaborations, the remixes you cannot talk about yet.
Absolutely will do.
Okay, bye.
All right, I'll see you.